Hey there, viewers. Do you think toxic is too harsh of a word for negative family members? The definition of toxic is something that's harmful to your health or lethal if consumed in sufficient quantities. When you understand how negative family members affect your physical and mental health, this word would make total sense. A toxic family member can blow up a Thanksgiving dinner, destroy a weekend visit, and leave a path of destruction through a family vacation. This is why it's very important to set boundaries with such people. But sometimes the people who are the most difficult to set boundaries with are the ones closest to you. Even if your family is relatively happy and functional, there might still be members that routinely cross the line or simply treat you in a way that you'd prefer not to be treated. In today's video, we'll tell you about the ways in which you can set boundaries with toxic family members. Things like understanding your needs come first, being firm but kind, cutting off contact, and many more, so stay tuned. Number 1. Meet them for a brief time. This one pretty much explains itself. It doesn't matter how much time you spend with a toxic family member, because nothing is ever enough for them. Block out an hour or two in your schedule, put in the time, and then leave. Don't beat yourself up about not hanging around. If you're holidaying with them, don't let them stay at your house and don't stay in theirs. Simply get a hotel room or get them one. If you can't make up an excuse as to why you can't stay in the same place, tell them you have bed bugs in your house and it's being fumigated, or tell them your toilets aren't working. Honestly, you can decide what to tell them. Just make sure you don't give them the opportunity to be in close physical proximity to you for extended periods of time. Number 2. Be direct. You may have tried dropping hints or being passive-aggressive about your boundaries to this particular family member, but they still might not pick up on these clues. This is pretty common. These toxic members are usually careless and inattentive to other people's thoughts and feelings. This means you'll have to be very explicit about what is okay and what is not. You'll have to set boundaries and tell them directly. This is the only way to make sure that they understand where the boundaries fall. Number 3. Be brave and fearless. When you're trying to set boundaries or have already done so, you may be fearful, experience self-doubt, or shame. You may be thinking about the member's response if you try to enforce boundaries, and shame can set in for speaking up to a family member. Although it may drain you, try to stick to your guns and give it time for new circumstances to set in. Go along with it because it'll be beneficial for you in the long run. You should also think about if this particular family member even deserves the boundaries you're setting. It's crucial to know that boundaries are a sign of self-care. You must allow yourself permission to set them and keep them in place. Number 4. Don't let them manipulate you. Toxic family members are often master manipulators. They'll use guilt and charisma to manipulate you into their web and make you do whatever they want you to. It's very important not to give in. If you fight this manipulation, you'll keep your sanity every time. Make sure you stick to your point and do whatever's best for you first. Don't give more than you're comfortable giving, and don't worry about the guilt. What you give is never enough for them anyway. Number 5. Don't give them explanations. Toxic family members are always looking for more drama. The more you explain something to them, the more they'll try to intrude on your personal space. Explanations don't do anything but just add fuel to the fire. You don't have to explain things like why you don't appreciate a raised voice, why you need to be treated with respect, or why you don't want someone to talk behind your back. These are things that should be understood on their own, and if not, they should leave it alone. The more explanation you give, the worse the situation may get. Number 6. Learn to withhold information. Toxic family members often have a way of turning your words and your most personal life experiences against you. Remember that you are under no obligation to reveal anything about yourself to anyone. Your toxic family member does not need to know about your baby's christening or your relationship problems or your most recent doctor visit. It's none of their business. Learn to keep conversations light and general. Talk about a good movie you've seen, or the new restaurant that just opened, or how much you like to garden. Try to avoid talking about politics or the latest news if it's going to start a fight. Whatever you do, don't give them the ammunition to use against you later. Number 7. Don't help them through every crisis. Toxic family members are usually in crisis because they are masterful at creating them. It's what they do, breathe, and create drama. Then they expect to be supported by their family members no matter what, but the favor is never returned when you're facing a crisis. They may call you at any sign of a crisis for sympathy, attention, and support. You don't have to run to their side every time. Teach them that you won't be a part of the pity party by being unemotional, unattentive, and indifferent to the crisis. Don't ask them any questions and don't offer any help. You might feel bad initially because it's not your normal way, but remember, you're not dealing with a normal family member. Number 8, take a time out from the family member. Sometimes, taking a break and stepping back from the toxic family member can be very helpful in setting boundaries. Don't feel guilty for pulling back from the relationship. If they call you, answer, but don't go out of your way to make contact with them. You can also block them from your social media. If they have no updates on you and what you're doing, then they would have nothing to hold over your head. This would also show them their true place and the boundaries that they need to stay within. Number 9, be firm but kind. Setting boundaries does not necessarily mean that you have to be callous and rude. In fact, when you build your boundaries with those toxic family members, it can actually be more effective to do it with kindness. If you're angry or defensive, it will only rile them up, causing them to lash out at you or talk behind your back to other family members. Kindness, however, may lead to a greater likelihood of a calm exchange. Number 10, use your phone to your aid. The beauty of smartphones is you can see exactly who is calling you. You're under no obligation to answer your phone, ever. If you're feeling mentally strong enough to deal with that toxic relative who's calling you, by all means, answer. If not, don't. It can be super useful when the toxic relative leaves a message. That way, you can review it and decide if they're calling about something that you even want to deal with. If they sound angry and unhinged, you don't need to feel guilty about not returning their call. In fact, this can become a way to train your toxic family member into understanding you won't respond to their whacked-out attempts for attention, and you'll only respond when you feel like they're being respectful. If need be, you can block the toxic relative from calling or texting you if you want. You can always unblock them later if you change your mind. Number 11, be creative with the truth. In most cases, lying is obviously wrong, but when you're dealing with a toxic family member, the rules are a little different. You have to remember that this person has little to no respect for you, the truth, your feelings, or your boundaries. They'll lie to you without a second thought, so don't feel bad if you have to bend the truth a little, or a lot, with them. If you know you're not a good liar, keep your lies simple. If you're a good liar, then lying to a toxic person can actually be kind of fun. See how creative you can get with your lies. Number 12, make self-care crucial. You should always allow yourself permission to make self-care your most important goal. By doing this, your determination to set boundaries grows stronger. Self-care will help you realize how essential your feelings are, and you'll begin to honor them. Self-care will show you what makes you happy and miserable. By putting yourself first, you'll receive peace of mind, encouragement, rest, and motivation to be more present with others, and strengthen the boundaries you want to set. Do you have a toxic family member? Try using these techniques and let us know how they worked for you in the comments section below. Enjoyed this video? Hit like, share, and subscribe to Bestie. Wait, what kind of Bestie would we be if we didn't tell you about our other awesome videos? Go ahead, choose the left or right video and enjoy.